Hello everybody, my name is Rachel and welcome to my channel Colonati. Today I'm doing a review of Trillium by Jeff Lemire. Now going into this I heard some things that it really wasn't Lemire's best work, so I was a little bit skeptical when I went into it and cannot say that I was completely blown away, and here's why. Trillium has two characters. The first one is Nika, a scientist from the 38th century who is racing against the clock to find a source of these flowers that cure a deadly sentient virus that is wiping out humanity. She is working on a first contact mission with aliens who have a source of these Trillium flowers in their settlement which she needs access to. The other character in the story is William, a World War I veteran in 1921 who is on an expedition to a long-lost Incan temple which promises healing powers. Thousands of years in the future and in a different part of the galaxy, when Nika is finally allowed into the alien temple at the middle of their settlement, it actually is a space-time portal that sends her back in time to Earth, where she meets William at the Incan temple. And eventually something happens to the portal. Their lives are kind of flipped. They are sent into the other person's space-time, and then they must recover their memories of the real timeline, I guess, and find each other again. This is a science fictional story with completely nonsensical science, and if you know my taste at all, I like hard science fiction with plausible, well thought out science, so this was the first weakness of the story that just really didn't suit my mood while I was reading it. Mainly, I just find something really silly about this sentient virus called the Call, which is killing humanity. Because number one, viruses don't need to be sentient and malevolent to be a big bad. I mean, epidemics, diseases, illnesses are a thing that you have to deal with, and if you don't have a cure for them, yes, they can wipe out people. You don't need to make it evil by making it sentient. I don't even know how a sentient virus would really work, but this just was a detail that had me rolling my eyes from the first page. And I don't know anything about viruses, I don't know anything about like microbiology or whatever is related to that field, but it just felt nonsensical to me, like it was unnecessary, and it was trying to make something evil and malicious when you don't need it to be evil and malicious. The other part of the story that I just couldn't get on board with that really killed it for me was the end. This starts out pretty science fictional as a story about like somebody trying to save humanity, and then you get this Doctor Who space-time travel thing, which was okay up until a certain point, and then the ending was basically a straight up we were meant for each other across space-time, this really kind of cliche romantic storyline. I kid you not, a character actually says, after everything we've been through, don't you realize we're meant to be together? You might realize it, but I do not. I did not see any sort of connection between these characters, not a romantic connection. There's the sense that they understand each other in a way because they're both broken, yes, but then the story just says, well, you're broken, so if you meet each other, you'll complete each other. Like if any two broken people meet each other, they will fix each other. And no! It was boring and very predictable. This does have Lemire's sketchy, messy art style, which I think is kind of an acquired taste. I've been reading some of the reviews of this on Goodreads. Some people seem to really like it, some people seem not to like it. I think it's just fine. What I really liked about the artwork in this, just the real appeal for me, was the brighter colors that he uses. So you get some of these really nice illustrations where these colors just pop for me. It gives it a really cool feel for like the space illustrations, and I enjoyed the colors more than the darker tones that he used in Sweet Tooth. Now it's a very different type of story, so it's going to give you a different feel anyway, but I liked the colors that he uses in this a lot. A thing that I noticed at the beginning of reading this that I could not stop seeing was how similar all of Lemire's character designs are. All of his characters have these like gaunt skeletal faces and these expressions of like shell shock or fear on their faces all the time, which I think is an effect that can be used well in a story, but for me, it just created this sense of melancholy and like depression throughout the entire story. Even when slightly happier things are happening, you just see this expression in the characters' faces, and the gaunt look of all the characters, I couldn't stop noticing it. It's like you could almost see these characters' flesh atrophying on their skull, and just, I don't know. It bothered me a little bit because by the end of the story, I just felt like it was emotionally monotonous. Overall, this is, I think, artistically a very good comic. I enjoyed the artwork quite a bit and paying attention to what he's doing with the artwork, but I didn't find much value or interest in the story itself. That is my review of Trillium by Jeff Lemire. If you have read this or you want to read it, I would love to know what you think of it. Please comment down below. And if you've read anything else by Lemire which you think I should pick up, please let me know that as well. And I will talk to you again in my next video. Bye. That sentence started out so great until it wasn't anymore.